Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You say we have discussed a few Masaa'il pertaining to Zakat. We will just discuss a few more Masaa'il pertaining to Zakat because it assists us somewhere. One masla is, many a time somebody is owing you money. So when this person is owing you money, you have to discharge your Zakat. And this person is not paying the money to you. So what we say, we'll write it off as Zakat. It cannot be written off as Zakat. You cannot say that money that you're owing me, that I'm writing off as Zakat, you can have it as Zakat. What a person has to do, he must take his Zakat. So let's assuming that person is owing you 10,000 rands. So you take 10,000 rands worth of 10,000 rands Zakat and you give him in his hand. Once he takes ownership of that money, then he must give it back to you. In that way, the Zakat will be discharged. Another masla is in regards to fidya. Many people sometimes in the past, they have missed their fast or they have missed salah, and now in old age they can no longer fast, they can no longer perform that salah. So they want to pay the fidya. So that fast was missed maybe 10, 15 years back. But they want to pay the fidya now. So at what rate must the fidya be paid? That 15 years ago or the current rate? It must be paid at the current rate. You can't pay at the rate when the fast was missed. Another masla is, there's a nisab for gold, there's a nisab for silver. The nisab for gold is a person must have 87.48 grams of gold. Then on that a person has to pay zakat. So if a person has less than 87.48 grams, there's no zakat on it because the nisab is not reached. Similarly, for example, this is only if a person has gold, no cash, nothing, only gold. If a person has silver, only silver, no cash, nothing else, no other zakatable assets, then he must have 612.36 grams of silver. Then he pays zakat. But if he has less than this, there is no zakat on it. So now let's assume a person, he's got only 40 grams of gold. He hasn't reached nisab because the nisab is 87. He's only got 40 grams of gold. And together with the 40 grams of gold, he's got 500 rands. So on this side, 500 rand is not nisab. On the other side, the gold is not nisab. But what he has to do in this particular instance, because he's got gold and he's got cash, you need to valuate the gold. Although it's 40 grams, it might be worth 15,000 rands. And you have to add the 15,000 rand worth of gold to your 500 rand cash. So you got 15,500. The nisab is about 8,000 rand. So you got much more than the nisab. So now you'll have to pay zakat. But if a person had only gold, no other cash, no other zakatable assets, and now he's got only 40 grams of gold, now there's no zakat on that person. But if he's got gold and silver, for example, then you've got to take the valuation of both. Say a person got 40 grams of gold and he got 40 grams of silver. So you take the value of the 40 grams of gold and the value of the 40 grams of silver, and you see whether it comes to that 8,000 rand or not. If it comes to 8,000 or more, you pay zakat. If it doesn't reach the 8,000, then there is no zakat on it. Another masla is pertaining to advance zakat. Many people want to pay their zakat in advance. You're running a business, people are coming for zakat collection. So you have already discharged your previous year's zakat. Now you want to pay advance zakat. So that also is permissible in Sharia. There are two conditions to it. The first condition is you must have nisab. So normally people have stock in their business worth more than 8,000 rand, so they got the nisab. But when you are paying that money, you must make niyat. Now you are paying, you already finished your past year's zakat, you still have to calculate zakat. For example, let's assume a person finished this year's Ramadan zakat. Now he starts paying for next year Ramadan. His zakat date is 1st of Ramadan next year. But he starts paying extra from now. So when he is discharging the zakat, you must make niyat that this is advanced zakat for next year Ramadan. And when next year Ramadan will come in, he will now take stock of all his zakatable assets. Let's say it comes to, for example, he has to pay on that 25,000 rand. It's worth million rand, so he has to pay 25,000 rand. And over the year, he has already paid, for example, 15,000 rand. So there's a shortfall of 10. Now next year, 1st of Ramadan, he only pays 10,000 rand and his zakat is discharged. Another masla is in regards to investments. Those that have investments, so you have to phone the company with whom the investment is held. And you ask them that if I have to cash the investment today, what will be the value of the investment? So they say that today if you cash it, it's going to be worth 20,000 rand. So you will pay zakat on 20,000 rand. So any investment, you have to phone the company and you ask them that if you have to cash the investment, what would it be worth? According to the value they give you, according to that you will pay zakat. Another masla is where people loan other people money. So if one person has loaned, Zaid for example, I have loaned Zaid money. So on the money that I have loaned to Zaid, I have to pay zakat on that money. Although it is by Zaid, he is using it, I will have to pay the zakat. But let's say if Zaid says that fine, I'm borrowing the money from you, so I'll pay the zakat on it, and I consent to it. Mufti Taqi Saheb Damat Barakatum has written, there also it will be fine. Zaid can now pay the zakat as long as the money is by him. And one last masla is normally when people sometimes they buy gold utensils, pure gold, 18 karat, 24 karat, 21 karat. For example, somebody's got a tray, a golden tray. So the golden tray, a person can't normally use it like wear it like how jewelry is worn. So is there zakat on that golden tray as well? Yes, on that golden tray also, a person has to discharge zakat. He'll have to get the valuation of it, add it to his zakatable asset, and he will have to discharge his zakat. Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq.